Always good.
Yeah, do you guys want
Yeah.
to introduce yourselves while I'm just checking to make sure it's actually working?
It says off there still, doesn't it?
No, no, no. That's where we're talking, but we're actually broadcasting. We should be broadcasting as a live thing. Trust me.
Oh, we are. It says live now, yeah.
Yep, it's live. So I'll just open this up in a chat. So you guys want to introduce yourselves? Spino, you want to go first?
There is no Spino here. uh,
Yes, Spino was meant to be doing this with me, but apparently he's sleeping. So I'm guessing he's sleeping. I'm guessing that's why he's a no-show.
Oh, his mother's got him cleaning his bedroom.
That's a possibility.
well, then he's being a good son.
So you going to introduce yourselves?
Ladies first.
Okay, hi, I'm Stacy King, and I make videos about stuff online. Like, I tell really sad stories. So if you're into getting angry and sad at the same time, search patriarchy tales. It's not fun, but it's worth it. That's my introduction.
Okay, and I'm Spinosaurus Kim, the MRA terrorist. I mean, sorry, I'm Omega. There's nothing else to me, really. Just Omega.
So anyway, we're going to watch a couple of videos. We don't have many videos, and they're not going that long, but I figure we'll watch them, and if you want to comment, just say something and I'll stop it. And the topic tonight is MRAs are from Mars and so is Trump, which will become clear as we go on. So should we get started?
Sure.
All right.
Let's go.
Previously, previously on Spirit. Previously on Spirit Science. Recently, thousands of clay tablets were pulled out of a lost city thousands of years old. They described a new version of our history that is putting the pieces back into place. The continent of Atlantis was a thriving home for the human race, but we had visitors, one of which changed our evolutionary path forever.
Do we all know spirit science?
I've seen.
No, I'm not familiar.
Really?
I've
You've
seen
never
one
seen
of
it
their
on
videos torn
You're
apart.
going to love this.
About.
This is meant to be
Yeah,
serious too, by the way. So enjoy.
Really?
They're-
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah, it's fun.
Something I should have mentioned last time, Thoth's father, Thome, was one of the Nakals who set up Atlantis on the island of Udal. That island, the top of the Tree of Life, was the brain of Atlantis, and on it was a small city called Poseidon. This city is what Plato was discussing when he said that Poseidon bore 10 children, the 10 circles on the Tree of Life. Poseidon was made of 3 rings painted in black, red, and white stones, and it was the symbol for Atlantis. The inner circle represented the Nakals. The middle circle were the priesthood, called the Maya, and the outer circle represented the regular people of Atlantis. We'll come back to this down the road. There were only a few thousand Martians who came to Earth through the synthetic Merkaba. The first thing they did when they arrived in Atlantis was try to take over the continent. They tried to declare war and invade. However, they were vulnerable due to their small numbers, compared to the millions of Atlanteans, and we finally subdued them. We were able to stop them from conquering us, but we could not send them back. When this happened on our evolutionary path, we now had the planetary consciousness of a 14-year-old girl.
So did you hear that?
Planetary consciousness.
Of a
Of
14
a 14-year-old.
of a 14-year-old
So
girl.
we were
Wow.
just hitting puberty and getting
So
naughty.
the humans were pure and perfect, and they had the consciousness of a 14-year-old girl. And who do you think the Martians represent?
I'm
Oh,
pretty sure it's
course.
the dirty, horny old men.
Yeah.
fucking those dirty men. Dirty men.
The Martians were an incredibly male species, and also very old. So what you had was a 14-year-old girl being taken over by a 60 or 70-year-old man. We had
First example of rape
Rape!
culture.
I'm sorry. That sounds
Right.
very familiar to a faith, but I can't think what faith is it. Never mind.
The first ever example of rape culture, clearly.
They're 14-year-old girls. They can surely outrun a freaking geriatric pensioner.
Yeah, but they're from Mars, so, you know, and they got that
Oh,
male
well.
energy about them.
And the
Yeah.
Martian strength.
It's that special woo they've got.
Okay, but didn't we just hear that the people from Earth were so many that they subdued the Martians? So what was the 14-year-old too fat or something?
No, I think those erections were just too. Martian erections were too tempting. Yeah.
Do you know that
That
from
big
experience
red
or
dick.
what? Anyway, let's continue.
No choice in the matter. The Martians just stepped in and said, like it or not, we're here. They didn't care what we thought or felt about it. Really, it was no different from what the settlers of North America did to the Native Americans. Once the initial conflict was over, it was agreed that the Martians would try and understand this female thing they lacked. This emotional feeling, which they had none of at all. Things more or less settled for a while, but the Martians slowly began to implement their left-brain technologies, which the Atlanteans knew nothing about.
So clearly the Martians are the evil MRAs, and they were trying to make the Earthlings make them sandwiches for the patriarchy, for the Martian patriarchy.
I think. Yeah,
And
pretty much.
Yeah, and technology is bad.
Yes.
Evil
Well, yeah.
male technology.
terrible.
How dare they invent
14-year-old
ladders?
Awful. Awful.
How dare they cure diseases? It's terrible.
It is. For shame, men, for shame.
One after the other, the Martians kept putting out these left brain inventions until the Atlanteans slowly began to see things through their left brain. We slowly began to become a male species. The Martians gained control, bit by bit, until eventually they had all of the power, as was their intention. The animosity between Atlanteans and the Martians never subsided, not even till the end of Atlantis.
Okay, I have a question. Who is holding the Earthling back?
I'm not sure.
If
I think
they're
we'd have to
only-
watch an earlier
if you
episode.
only have, yeah,
'Cause
if
this
you
is
only
like-
have Earthlings and Martians, who's holding, like, what the fuck is that blue guy?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
I know
don't
in another episode they had space Jews. They
Oh,
said
God.
they said Jews come from space. I couldn't find
That's
that episode
beautiful.
though. I should probably keep it until Skeptor's on one time.
That would be very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me stress, Megan, if you haven't seen this before, these guys are actually very serious. They take this very seriously.
Oh god, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It's sad.
By the way, you notice the Martian there's attacking the Atlantean.
Yeah.
Is that Atlantean still female? Because that's domestic violence.
Well, they got female energy, so I'm guessing there's both males and females,
Female-
but the males have, you know,
Female energy. I like that.
yeah, they're allies.
They hated each other. The Atlanteans were shoved down and treated like inferiors. It was like a marriage that the female component didn't like, but the male component didn't really care if she liked it or not. It remained this way for a very long time.
That explains a lot of marriages.
It's the patriarchy, clearly.
It really is.
Yeah, patriarch.
Until about 26,000 years ago, when the next phase slowly began. Before we continue, we have to talk about polar shifts. See, in the 1930s, Edgar Cayce was channeling information for a geologist when he stopped and he said, "There's something you should know. In the near future, the Earth's poles are going to shift." Cayce was a brilliant man with a very strong connection to higher dimensions, where he communicated with other beings for the human race. Ultimately, it was because of his channelings that the belief system called New Age was created. This is again just putting what he was doing into boxes of understanding, because no one else
Boxes of understanding.
Wait.
Uh,
Okay.
Don't limit yourself to one, it says down the bottom.
no, he was streaming, like cosmic streaming through his brain and stuff, and people believed the things he was channeling through his.
Well, if I
God,
remember
how do
correctly,
people believe this? Come on.
if I remember
I don't know.
correctly, Edgar Cayce was the guy who claimed that there's a secret chamber under the Sphinx or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
We should ask Edgy. Does he have a secret chamber underneath him?
Move out the way, Edgy.
understood
We
what he
need
was
to
doing
know.
at that time. Nevertheless, when Casey talked, people listened. geologists began exploring the possibility of a polar shift, and they found something remarkable. A string of major pieces of evidence came forth and lent tremendous weight to what Casey was saying, and they have now changed the world's view on the subject. Scientists believed that if there was going to be a physical pole shift, there would also be a change in the magnetic poles. Through studying lava beds, geologists were able to see where the planetary magnetics were when the lava beds hardened at certain depths. They found that the earlier magnetic poles were not where they were now, but in Hawaii. The last shift that took place was 13,000 years ago, and we will get there in the story soon. They did another test and found that it had shifted again 26,000 years ago as well. Scientists also learned that polar shifts happen very quickly. In a single day, the magnetics would do a complete flip, or turn 90 degrees. There's that number again. And within 24 hours, the sun would be rising differently than it did the previous day. This shift has happened hundreds of times over the last 100 million years on Earth, but it's speeding up now and happening faster and faster. Now only 13,000 years between each shift. A whole new viewpoint is beginning to be understood. From space, would this not appear as a pulse?
What
How
was
does
that?
Trump feature in this?
Oh, that's the next video. Don't worry.
Oh, right.
There is a link.
You misled me.
There's kind of a link.
Blame for all this.
Now, there's a lot more to talk
I
about
love
with
I
polar
love science that starts with an assumption and everyone tries to prove it.
Yeah.
Why is there a fractal on that thing?
That's my favorite kind of science.
And
I think
whenever science disagrees with what they're saying, they go, but they're just closed-minded. They're not open-minded enough to actually look at.
they don't have this new age vibe and capacity to channel cosmic knowledge through meditation and stuff. Oh, my brain.
I'm going to give you the basics and provide sources if you want to learn more. A scientist named Charles Hapgood was studying this at great detail because the leading theory behind what caused polar shifts was still underdeveloped at the time. He came up with a theory that demonstrated to be possible through various experiments. Through these experiments, they learned that the surface of the Earth, the crust, could slip over the main mass of the Earth, which continues its rotation as if nothing happened. The crust would rotate and spin out of control until eventually it settles again in a new location aligned with the new magnetics. During this time, there are massive earthquakes and tsunamis and devastations that rock the world. Doesn't that sound a bit like the destruction described in the Book of Revelations? Now, I don't want to freak anyone out. Besides Edgar Cayce's account, many other ancient prophecies, including
It must be
Nostradamus and
real.
Mayan prophecies, have talked about
It must
polar
be
shifts
true.
in one way or another. And modern science is becoming increasingly aware that there is going to be a polar shift in our near future, which is lining up with our consciousness shift, though they don't take that aspect into account. It's funny, actually. A while back, NOVA did 2 reports on polar shifts, and both times NASA shut them down. Then recently, NOVA released a new video, which I showed you a little bit of last time, called Earth's Magnetic Storm. That video shows all of the evidence for pole shifts without actually using the words pole shift. It's almost as if a specific company doesn't want us knowing about this and the evidence that's been brought forth. Polar shifts.
The Illuminati. NASA.
Oh, it's the moon landing all over again.
Yeah, they're behind everything. NASA's
Is it
behind
the
everything.
Illuminati? Like, is the Illuminati the people that are hiding it? Or is it the evil atheist scientists?
They're all the
Was it?
same.
Well,
I don't
They're all
know.
reptilians,
Yeah.
so it's all the same thing.
I do know a few scientists that actually believe in God as well, and they confuse the fuck out of me. I mean, hard scientists in like chemistry and physics who believe in a God. And I'm like, you've got to be. What are you taking? Which drug? Because clearly you need to be off it.
Are directly related to the magnetics of the planet as well. Planetary magnetics are supposed to look like this, but the reality is much different. Our magnetics have been weakening over the last 500 years or so, and today, they look a little more like this. It was the magnetics becoming more and more warped that's causing many of the problems we've seen in the last 20 years. Birds follow the magnetics of the planet to migrate, and they've been ending up in places they shouldn't be. Whales were continually beaching themselves in the 90s because they followed these magnetics, which led them to land where there should have been water. As for humans, you know how on the night of the full moon there are more rapes, murders, and violent crimes than any other night of the lunar cycle?
Yeah,
Is this true?
hasn't that been debunked like
Yeah.
tons of times?
What, just
Actually,
that?
are we
Not
all
the rest of the video, Stacey.
Like sometimes police and emergency, clinics have this confirmation bias and say, "Oh, it's a full moon. It's gonna be a worse night or a worse shift." And
No.
when you look at the statistics, it's like the difference is so marginal. It's like it's more like
What?
yeah, no.
No, of course not.
What's happening? We're turning into werewolves, and we're not killing. We're raping as wolves.
Yeah, we should lock
That
all
makes
the men up
stealing
on full
too.
moon. On the full moon, we should lock all the men up, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Put them in camps,
yeah.
Just
Just to stop the rape
so
culture
so
and the
so
patriarchy.
full moons are dominatrix nights. Is that what?
Pretty much. The safety
Okay.
word is how. Good luck saying that with a dick in your mouth.
I want to ask how you know that,
Well,
but anyway.
the moon affects the magnetics of the Earth, slightly. But the magnetics are so warped right now, it's affecting how we think and act as a planet. Our collapse of social structure is related to the geomagnetics of the Earth. Or perhaps it's the other way around. There's one other thing that we need to
Bane?
discuss about...
Yeah?
Look at the YouTube page.
Why?
Because it just says YouTube on it. Oh, it's gone back. Never mind.
Can you keep an eye on that for me?
30 seconds. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It looks normal to me.
It changed back a second ago.
It might be a bad connection or something, I'm not sure. But we'll go on. Just keep an eye on it, let me know if it...
Polar shifts. They always line up with a consciousness shift. They are interrelated. Thoth lived on Atlantis for a very long time, and he told us that he saw the Earth shift 5 times, watching the sun rise in the east, and then the west, then the east, then the west. This is how to explain why during a consciousness shift at the end of Lemuria, it sank beneath the oceans and Atlantis rose. If the crust was spinning randomly around the planet, many geological events such as continents rising and falling would take place.
Really? Why would that happen?
Well, why did
Yeah.
Atlantis sink? Actually, I'm not too familiar with this.
They're about to
Atlantis
explain
sinking. Oh right! Oh great!
Using science.
I look forward to it.
Yeah,
I look forward to
they're
it.
going to do it using science.
I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with the principle of geology and tectonic plates and stuff. Things that actual scientists have studied and understand way better than we do.
Okay.
Patriarchy.
Now that we have an understanding of polar shifts, we can continue with this drama on Atlantis. 26,000 years ago, we were exactly where we were today on the precession of the equinox. We had gone through our falling asleep phase, and we were about to begin waking up. It was at this point that there was a small consciousness shift. We actually went down in consciousness, not up. A piece of
Wow.
Atlantis about the size of Rhode Island sank into the ocean. This caused a tremendous amount of fear within the Atlanteans, because they thought they were going to lose the whole continent, like what happened with Lemuria. Because of the consciousness shift, one of the bigger things they lost was their connection to the future. They couldn't foresee big events such as the potential sinking of their home. After about 200 years, this fear began to subside. Now, in both the Bible and the Sumerian records, the accounts of Adam, Eve, and all of their children were recorded to have exceptionally long lifespans, like 900 years or so. So 200 years for us back then is like 20 years for us today. We'll explain how we got there soon.
Using science.
I look forward to that. Yeah. I look forward to this. It's going to be golden. We're down to that.
We're expanding we're expanding our understanding of the.
Yes, you have to keep an open mind.
I like it took them 200 years to get over this supposed shock. That's quite some PTSD they got there.
Yeah, well, they had the consciousness of a 14-year-old girl, so...
Oh, of course. Dear Diary only goes so long.
Settled for a while, and then between 13,000 and 16,000 years ago, a comet approached the Earth. Because we were living at a high consciousness across all dimensions, the Atlanteans became aware of it before it hit. A great conflict occurred in Atlantis. The Martians, who were in the minority even though they were in control, wanted to blow it out of the sky with their laser technology. However, the Nacals had learned of the comet's true nature, and the Atlanteans protested. They said that the comet was in divine order.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Aww,
It's a god
that is
comet.
so sweet. That's the cutest comet I've ever seen. Isn't it adorable?
They had to allow it to take place naturally. Let it hit the Earth. That's what's supposed to happen. The Martians fought the
Because
Atlanteans.
women
but in-
accept things inside themselves. They don't blast them out of the sky.
Nope.
In the end, they gave in. The Martians agreed to let it hit the Earth.
Why would they? Why would they say, yeah, it's okay, we'll just let it hit the Earth and cause devastation?
Yeah, it's because they've been nagged at so much. They're like, oh, for fuck's sake, just let it happen. Fuck off. Fucking hell. You can see I'm right, but you're still going to bitch when I'm proven right. Fuck you, woman.
When the time arrived, it came screaming into the atmosphere, plunging into the Atlantic Ocean just off to the western shores of Atlantis, near where Charleston, South Carolina is now. Only that was at the bottom of the ocean at the time. The remnants of the comet are now scattered across 4 states, and science has definitely determined that it hit at least 12,000 years ago.
Oh, science is okay now, but yeah.
Yeah.
If not more. They're still finding pieces today. Although the main portion struck near Charleston, a few fragments actually hit the main body of Atlantis, crashing into an area right where the Martians were living, killing a huge portion of their population. They were pissed. They said, "It's all over, we're divorcing you, and we're gonna do whatever we want. You can do what you want, but we will never listen to you again." We know this whole bit. We've seen it in divorced families throughout the world. And the children? Well, look at our modern world today. We are the children. You can guess what
We are the children.
Of Martians and Atlanteans.
Yeah,
Or
I never
something.
knew that.
No,
I never learnt that in high school or primary school.
I
It's
feel
a
they taught me
conspiracy.
something different.
I must
Yes,
have been
it's
sick
the
that day.
patriarchy, man. It's the patriarchy. It's keeping this
Yeah.
amazing feel good knowledge down, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's bad.
I was taught some crappy religion for a little while in school. Is this similar?
Probably.
It's hard to tell. I was
I
too
think
busy
this
getting
is
too
worse.
much attention for telling them religion was fucking gay.
Their primary interface with the reality was control, and when their anger rose to meet their desire for control, they decided to take over the Earth. They began to once again create a complex like the one they built on Mars long ago to try and create another synthetic Merkaba. If they had succeeded, they would have gained control over everything on the planet. The only thing was, around 50,000 Earth years had passed since they had built a Merkaba, and they didn't quite remember how to do it. But they thought they did. The Martians built the buildings in Atlantis. They set up the whole experiment, threw the switch, and lost control. The destruction was immense.
You notice they don't explain how they know this. It's just like,
Yeah. Is there? Do they include any sources to back up this nonsense?
they do.
I know how they know. I know how they know. That guy, like, they have other channelers that channel this knowledge from the cosmic, information sphere, and they tell
Their thetan levels as well.
exactly.
It's the Thetan
Yeah, they
levels.
tell the truth,
Yeah.
and the more vegan you are, the more you have the capacity to channel, because you're a pure body and soul
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how they know. They know from real credible sources.
Well,
Emaciated
I have
monks.
It must be true because there's pyramids, so how could they be lying?
Yeah.
And
Well,
Mars
of
is
course,
real
I
too.
honestly thought maybe it was just the pills they were taking. It had nothing to do with any kind of slavery.
In this reality, you can hardly make a greater error than to create an out-of-control Merkaba. The experiment began to rip open the dimensional levels, not the higher ones, but the
Dimensional
lower
levels.
ones. To give an analogy, if you took a knife and slit open your stomach, the stomach acids would seep into other parts of the body that it's not supposed to be in.
That's a bit brutal.
Yeah, that's a bit.
It's
yeah.
not very, spiritual, is it?
Yeah, and we
No.
got a leaky dimension here. Someone,
Wait, you
someone plug that baby up because it's leaking.
It's like any other kind of analogy, you had to go with this freaking stomach acid.
Being stabbed
Yeah.
too.
Oh, lovely. Well, that's patriarchy, of course.
That's like ripping open the dimensions. The Martians almost destroyed the Earth. The environmental disaster we are experiencing today is nothing in comparison. Though today's disasters are a direct result of these
You
events.
know what other thing is like nothing? What we are experiencing now is nothing. A quasar coming out of a dying star like that. That's what we're experiencing now is nothing. There are so many things in our universe that what we're experiencing now is nothing.
We experience patriarchy.
Yeah, patriarchy, full moon rape culture. Hashtag
Oh,
full
And
man.
moon
polar
rape culture.
shifts. And polar shifts that
polar shifts.
relate to shifts
I
in
feel
consciousness.
I feel a lot smarter after starting this stream, so I'm learning.
Really, I can hear brain cells literally screaming in agony and dying right now.
Actually,
Maybe.
Can't you
it's
hear
pretty much
it?
just there's brain cells are cutting themselves.
Because of this tear in the dimensional levels, a huge number of lower dimensional spirits and beings were thrown out of their comfort zone and into these higher levels. They were forced into a world that they did not know or understand. To survive, they needed bodies, and began automatically entering into the bodies of people. For every human body, there were hundreds of lower dimensional spirits inhabiting them. These beings were Earthlings, like us, but very different, not coming from this dimension. It was a catastrophe, probably the biggest the Earth has ever seen.
To be continued.
Oh wow! What happens
that was
next?
amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
That was so eye-opening.
I would totally watch none of them. I mean, the quality. I mean, I don't know a lot. I'm not very familiar with considerable amounts of our history. I certainly with Atlantis, but I can't imagine they've hit their nail on the head on much of it.
They've
Certainly
been
the Martian
debunked.
element.
They've been
Certainly what
debunked
we
before.
know of Martian.
What
Sorry?
happens next? Will we watch what happens next when these little lower dimensional souls start to occupy higher dimensional beings? Does everyone start killing and raping each other? I want to know. It's the worst catastrophe. Will we find out, or do we do that on our own time?
So, next video. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know if this woman is a Poe or not, so let's see if we can figure out whether she's a Poe or just
Cool.
mentally ill, maybe. But this is the Trump connection.
Okay.
All right.
Good morning, good morning. It's time for me to rise. Good morning, good morning. The sun is in the sky. The birds are singing merrily up upon the lawn, and everything is bright and gay. Now the night is gone. This is Mary from Mars when she was 17. She was just 17, you know what I mean. And the way she looked was way beyond compare. How can I dance with another? Ooh, when I saw her standing there. Okay, this is Mary from Mars once again. My show is going to be short today because
So she's from Mars. That's the connection. In case you didn't pick it up, it's a Mars theme.
Okay.
I
Looks
gotta
just
go
like one of the
see
Martians
that.
in the video.
The water supply is off, and the electricity is going to go off pretty soon. And our food stamp card is somewhere in New Hell, and I don't have the money to go to New Hell and get it. And the guy that owes me $60 is playing games. So basically, we're up Schitt's Creek. If you know anybody like Donald Trump who would like me to open up an office for him here on my property in East LA, it's only going to be $800 a month, and it comes with me, Mary from Mars. Now listen, Donald, you know damn well we were married, and you know damn well it's your obligation. Okay, you think that you can run to another planet and escape fucking child support?
Wait.
So,
Run from another planet.
yes, she's a Martian who is married to Trump.
Yeah, they were married on Mars.
Didn't you know this?
Yeah. And he's running away from alimony. Like, he ran from Mars not to pay her child
Well,
support.
hang on. Surely our planetary laws don't apply to Martian planetary laws. This seems
Doesn't work like
suspicious.
that.
Oh, clearly not.
Doesn't
My
work
mistake.
like that.
Patriarchy must exist on Mars too. We should free and liberate all the Martian people.
Yeah.
So do you think she's a Poe or legit?
Fuck knows.
All right, let's go on.
You have to pay child support, Donald. You have to pay spousal support. And in Mars, we have something extra. You got to pay for my mother and my father and my cousins and all the cockroaches.
Oh my God.
Right.
That's not
Okay.
funny.
I mean, no offense, but I'm pretty sure her mum and dad aren't alive.
Oh
She,
god.
I don't
No,
know
they're
how.
alive on Mars. Oh my god! Don't
Oh,
get things
I'm
mixed
pretty
up.
sure she's a very talented Poe, but yeah, I'm not positive.
this is funny.
So get your ass over here in East LA and put your stamp of approval on this new Trump office. It looks like a dump, but it's for Trump. We are for Trump here because
So-
he's badass and he's a
So
Martian.
pay $800 a month for a new Trump office,
and
so she wants to get more child support.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she does-
And spousal support and support for the parents, even though they're not really.
and the cockroaches.
Oh
And
well, of course.
She'll wire them the money to Mars. Don't worry. Like I'm pretty sure she'll make it work somehow.
How do they cash checks over there?
Well, she's not in Mars.
You don't understand.
On Mars.
It's-
So
Do they have a
she's-
cash machine? Maybe do they internet bank over there?
she actually put the
There-
address in the title of the YouTube video.
Yeah, Martian address.
No, it was in the I think in LA or somewhere. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Oh, so it's not to Nigerian Prince 412 or something.
No, how I came across this video was she misspelt Mars. She actually wrote MRAs.
Right, MRAs. I can see that.
It was pure accident that I came across it and thought, what the fuck's this?
But that is just gold.
That's a connection, Mars, MRAs, maybe. Yeah, sure.
Well, clearly there's a connection between Mars and MRAs, and I mean, all the letters are the same. And we know that the 60, 70-year-old Martians came from Mars, so
Yeah.
and Trump.
And yeah.
And Trump?
Mars,
Yeah.
It's all
yeah, but when did
Clearly a
Trump,
Martian.
all
Clearly.
coming
Trump came
together.
from Mars? Where did his hair come from? Because that's not Martian.
it's a wig. It's a helmet.
That's stupid.
It's a Martian
Helmet.
helmet.
It's a war thing. They go to war with the worst comb
Peace
overs
to
known to
this
man.
planet.
Can I ask who is she the girl in the picture? Like, is this the young her?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
And she's hiding behind it because, look, I used to be pretty and shit.
I think she says something
Bit of
about
age
not having
graceful.
teeth or something at one point.
She may not have aged gracefully. It doesn't mean she has to hide in the picture.
When the moon is
Oh,
in
no,
the
she's singing
southern
again.
tower and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will be in this planet. So then here's the coming of the Age of Aquarius. The Age of Aquarius has Donald Trump.
Age of Aquarius is Trump. I'm sorry. Age of Aquarius is Trump. What the fuck does that mean?
That should be his slogan for the election.
That should be. He could beat Hillary with that, surely.
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't understand. What is she?
Well, if she's not a Poe, she's in need of
Mental health care.
of care.
Medication. Lots
Yeah,
of medication.
strong medication.
Really strong.
Yeah, I noticed there was a lot of videos in the sidebar with her face on it, so I assume she does a lot of these videos, so... I haven't looked at the others, though. There could be gold in there.
Might have to have a look at those for the giggles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a Poe, though. I
From
hope.
Mars, his ex-wife is going to make damn sure that he pays his alimony, even if he thinks he can escape to fucking Earth. You pay your alimony, Donald. You got all those beautiful wives. You got a bitch right here. I came back to collect, honey bunny.
Honey bunny.
This
Yeah,
reminds me a lot of the of those cases where a celebrity dies and lots of people come out of the woodwork to say, "Oh, this guy's my daddy." Except now it's people from another fucking planet saying, "He's my husband."
well, she came all the
Dear
way from
God.
Mars to collect the money, so, you gotta feel sorry for her.
But what's the exchange rate on Martian currency, and what's the currency
I don't
called?
know.
Patriarchy, maybe? The patriarchy dollar. Do you take Bitcoin?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, since
I know you
Mars
were-
is the only planet we know that's inhabited entirely of robots, we have to ask them if they've achieved higher consciousness and if they take money.
I'm sure she knows. She's
Good.
probably put a video up
And I
about it.
miss you. But I have no teeth, and I'm fatter than all your bitches put together. But back in Mars, you liked me, and I loved you.
Aww.
It's kind of sad, isn't it? It's a sad Martian love story gone wrong.
Yeah.
Aww. How Romeo and Juliet Martian.
Yeah, and then he ran away.
Yeah, to Earth.
So he
become
doesn't have
president.
to pay alimony.
Yeah.
And all the
What a monster.
roaches went hungry.
That sounds like a criminal who's gone to one of those places with no extradition.
Maybe Hillary's put this video up to try to discredit Trump. That's what I think.
Bitch. She'll destroy emails, but no, she'll put this out. Dirty
Yeah.
woman.
Yep. And the fact that it's only got, 20 views is just bad planning on Hillary's part. But
It was difficult when they nuked our planet.
they nuked Mars. Who nuked Mars?
Who the fuck nuked Mars?
His parents probably. Probably
Oh,
Donald Trump's parents.
He could afford a nuke or two, I'm sure.
Yeah, because Daddy bailed him out once or twice here, so makes sense that Daddy would do it there as well.
Yeah,
After he nuked the place.
it's terrible.
Yeah, I feel so sad for them.
And here I am with no water. If you just rent 506 North Brannock, Los Angeles, California, 90063, I put the name Trump right up there. You can have it in gold. I will find gold lame, gold paint, and I'll write Trump all over the front of it. And all the Eastern Los Angeles people and the people from all over the planet will know that your ex-wife, Mary from Mars, still loves you enough to devote her office to you and give you the cheap price of only $800 a month so I can pay my water bill.
So do you think Trump's seen this? Do you think he's going to respond?
I would love to see him up on stage in front of 50, 60,000 people addressing this in the form of a response video. Just stopping everyone saying, I love China, I love Mexicans, build a wall, let's talk about this lady, my wife from Mars. They'll vote for me and I'll make America great again.
And Mars as well.
Well, of course.
Okay, Donald? And then anything left over after that, if they want to donate money to me, I will put it directly into your campaign. And after I give $2,000, then I'll start a little dark money fund, and you can have whatever they give me. It's over. Whatever they give me, I give 40 cents to you, one way or another.
She wants meth, doesn't she?
It's what?
She wants meth, doesn't she?
That could quite possibly be true.
Might be the currency on Mars.
Oh, that's a point. The Martian meth.
Fly me to the moon and let me sail along the stars. Boy, wouldn't it be nice if I still looked like this? Donald, you have the money to make it happen. Get me teeth. Get me a nose job.
Honey, we don't have money for a time machine. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That is
But,
not gonna happen.
Yeah,
ever.
I take the time machine back to the moment before conception and tell your dad to pull out. That's it.
It's the nose there. And buy me liposuction. I have bigger tits now, so you don't have to fix those.
No.
Gravity's not been kind to those, I bet.
Oh, there's an image.
Sorry,
I
gravity is a social,
don't want to think about.
social construct, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if she means like if by big she means like large or long, because at her age it's like they're pretty big in centimeters.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There's some things to contemplate for later, right?
But that's
What's
an extra in
life?
case you want to have sex again with a Martian. I know those person.
Come on, who hasn't had sex with a Martian at some point?
Wow, that's a good question.
These are good, but we're hotter. But I'm not selling myself. You're my ex-husband.
Yeah, sure. I can't. It's just no.
Dominic is living in your place right now. His name is Dominic. I named my baby after you.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it?
I feel like I've
Sure.
learned something.
What
I really understand the world now.
Yeah, my mind is blown.
Yeah, mind blown.
I have I have a deeper understanding about the economics of Mars now.
Yeah, these Martian women all seem to be very money grubbing. Sorry, entitled. I mean, sorry. I don't understand.
Yeah, I guess hypergamy is through the roof on Mars.
Must be. I want to know what combination of drugs she's on. This particular person's on, because someone's got the dosage wrong.
Do you want some?
Well, yes, I'd love to have some to tell Donald to make a video telling everyone that Donald Trump's my husband, and then he owes me alimony from Mars.
Yeah.
Sounds legit to me.
Yeah, I think Spino should do a response video. He's not here, so expect that if you want Spino to make this into a response video, tweet at him now, so he is forced to do it. Everyone do it now, including you, Stacey.
That's a great plan. Anyway, I've got another spirit science. So this one is about the moon.
Oh well, the moon.
The moon.
Is it real?
Oh yeah, it's all 100% pure science.
It's cheese, of course.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking if they think if the moon is real.
Well, we'll get to that. I don't want to spoil it, so.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
Man, I love the moon. Would you say the moon is masculine or feminine?
Spiritually speaking, I've most often heard that it embodies female energy.
Me too, but we have Mother Nature full of life and creation. Wouldn't the moon be the father?
Yeah, you might think so. However, our celestial father is most definitely the sun. It's because of our Father above and our Mother below that allows all of this life to exist. The moon is actually
Why
neither.
so binary, guys?
Makes me
Come
think
on,
it
the moon is clearly gender fluid. Clearly.
I think it's suffering from some real gender issues. Right?
We should spam the comment section of this video with that saying, you know, why isn't there a trans moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's gender
Transphobic.
fluid. It shifts.
Yeah.
You know, the dark side of the moon is male. The bright side of the moon is female, and
That's a good point.
you know, depending on which side you're looking at it, it's a different gender. So it's gender fluid. That's it. You
Yeah.
have Mother Nature, Father, Son, and their bastard gender fluid Tumblr kid.
You're good
called
at this
the
stuff,
moon.
Stacey.
For more videos of Science
No.
with Stacey, go subscribe to Stacey King.
Do you have a degree in this or something? Have you been to university?
Nope. I studied Spanish, so nothing that will help me with this.
Okay.
This is
More like
this is
kind of-
internet education.
But perhaps what's more curious about old Lady Luna is that her existence has actually never been explained by modern science.
Who needs science to explain things?
Right. I mean, I know you don't.
Yes, you need
Did they
science.
seriously say that?
Yes, they did. That pesky
Who
science
needs
always
fucking
getting in the
science, man? We can make things up as we go. Oh God.
That's very scientific
But
of you.
Interesting that using science we can build nuclear weapons, but cannot even explain this most ancient entity that floats at our doorstep? What's stranger, the moon is actually far too big to be a natural satellite of the Earth. If I'm not mistaken, there is not a single other planet in our solar system whose moon compares in ratio to our own Earth-Moon ratio.
Yeah, compares in
Our
ratio,
moon is
not
actually larger
size.
than Pluto. And the current leading theory in science is that something like a Mars-sized planet-like rock came out of nowhere and hit the Earth, and then it became the moon. And when those physics didn't work out, they came up with a new theory that said that the same planet-like rock-like thing hits the planet, bounces around, and then hits it again, and then becomes the moon. Needless to say, the physics still didn't work.
Well, what the hell? Is there more?
Well, now that you ask, have you ever heard anything about it being hollow?
Hollow?
So
Are they
Hollow
talking
moon.
about nail polish? Are they talking about hollow nail polish? I'm a girl. that's the only hollow I know. Holographic
No, the moon
nail
is
polish.
hollow,
It's really
apparently.
cool.
the moon is artificial, apparently.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
it's hollow, not hollow. Damn.
You're hollow.
No, I'm not.
Citation needed.
Yeah, I've got the details somewhere here. Let's see. Here it is. In November of 1969,
That's his citation, a calendar.
Oh wow.
He
Fuck me,
pulled out
my
a
mind has
citation.
been.
It was a calendar.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It happened on a
Congratulations.
date.
Yes,
It
and,
happened
Yeah,
on a
proof
date, so
given.
it must be true.
and here's a calendar proving that date was real.
No dates on it, just November 1969. Wow. Fucking hell.
NASA crashed a lunar module into the
Is there any symbolic meaning behind 69, or is it just me?
Was this the moon landing? This was the moon landing, right?
No, this is where
Oh.
NASA apparently crashed something on the moon. So
equivalent
Right.
of 1 ton of TNT. NASA said that the moon reverberated like a gong.
the moon reverberated like a gong. What does that mean?
It must be like one of those film intros, you know, where you see that guy slamming into a massive cymbal.
Yeah, 'Cause
I
I'm sure NASA would describe something like that.
like a gong.
Yeah.
Are they aware, like what gongs are shaped like?
Well, this is obviously flat to them. They can't see the curve in it. It's actually 2D.
Yeah, it's a 2D
So
moon.
so the moon is hollow and two-dimensional at the same time.
Like a gong.
And also, let's not forget here that with nothing in space, we can totally hear the sound.
Yeah. Science, folks, science.
I could hear that gong from space.
I can hear Lacey Green saying, "Today we science," and then this starts.
Lacey Green raped
Half an
everyone.
hour. Then they did it again, causing an impact of 11.5 tons of TNT, and it rang like a bell for over 4 hours. It vibrated in a way as if it were hollowed out, with giant hydraulic damage struts inside.
Okay. Science, everyone.
Is that
Take notes.
fantastic or what?
Yeah, and it
Guaranteed to breathe,
vibrates and stuff for hours.
Of
Yeah.
course it does.
Lied about it.
Wowsy wheezy.
Want to know something else?
Always.
The surface of the moon contains minerals like titanium, but also processed metals like brass and mica. It also contains something called uranium-236 and neptunium, which are both minerals that have never been found to occur naturally. Uranium-236 is a long-lived nuclear waste that appears in spent nuclear fuel.
Oh, Spino's online, by the way.
Hey?
He's in the He's in the chat.
Is he telling me to get his ass in here?
Get in here, you dumb dino. Oh.
I gave him the links on Skype, so he should be able to get in.
Oh, that's okay. It's when he does, I will switch places with him.
No, you can stick around. We haven't got much longer to go, so...
Okay, cool.
Is a radioactive byproduct of nuclear reactors when plutonium is being created. This means that at least some of the rocks on the moon are most likely synthetic. And while it's only a theory, I wouldn't say it's illogical to come to the conclusion that it could be artificially created.
That's amazing.
Right, okay.
Mind blown.
Mm-hmm.
That's really intense.
Okay, how
Awesome.
much energy do we need to send this teeny tiny shovel thing into space? Like we burn
Nothing.
tons
Nothing.
and
Donald Trump made it.
tons. Yeah, but we somehow created an artificial moon and lifted it up off the surface
Yeah.
of the
Oh no,
and
we didn't
got
do
it into a.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
What's happened here is this is actually where Donald Trump's hiding his alimony checks.
Yeah, same principle. I get it now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're
Are the craters on the
welcome.
moon?
You've now learned something.
Intimately.
Well, craters should vary in depth due to the size and impact of the various space rocks that hit them, right? We can tell that there was a difference in the meteor sizes that hit the moon by the diameters of each crater. And yet, how come all of them, across the board, are the same depth?
Mother.
Wow.
So
Didn't the moon
true.
collide with Earth at one point?
Sorry? What was
Didn't
that?
the Earth and Moon collide? Didn't the Earth and Moon collide at one point, or am I completely forgetting something?
They'll get to that.
Oh, great!
God,
Of course,
an
they fucking will.
impenetrable shell. Look at that quote from a NASA scientist. It's easier to explain the non-existence of the moon than to explain its existence.
Here's another one. The best
Hello?
explanation for the moon is
Hi. And the
What's up? Yeah.
Spinosaurus shows
Did
up.
your mum get my tweet?
I don't know.
Where have you been?
I got a last-minute message from the job centre. Come now.
Oh,
Your interview has been changed. Your interview has been changed. Come now, or lose money.
I think
Oh
it's
yeah, they
seriously.
opened that before. Yeah. Scum.
Okay,
Yeah.
we-
So
We're just learning about how the moon is hollow.
yeah.
Donald Trump's hiding
I
his
got a
weapon.
bit of it. The moon is
I know
it's-
that's where he is hiding his alimony, inside the hollow moon.
Donald Trump's wealth is in there.
Yeah.
He'll make America great again.
Yeah, we learned.
Yes.
Yes.
We learned Donald Trump is a Martian and owes a Martian woman money, and that the Atlanteans had the what was it, the soul of a 14-year-old girl or something.
Yeah, when the
Yes.
Martians that had very, very old souls came to rape them. I mean, conquer them.
Yeah.
Conquer them.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to get into the sync video, but for some reason I can't see it. I can't actually see the video playing.
It says you're in.
Yeah.
Maybe jump
Yeah,
out, jump back
absolutely.
in. See if that works.
Yeah. I'll jump out and I'll jump back in. Let's see what happens. Oh fuck.
Now I can't play the video.
Oh, I have a. Yeah, apparently I have some kind of connection issue. I have absolutely no clue what the fuck is going on. Yay!
Technology. The patriarchy serves.
Yeah, can you jump out, Spino? Because I seem to have.
Observational error.
There we go.
The moon does not exist.
It was.
Oh, it
Spino.
works again.
Yep.
So this is my fault.
Oh, here. Read this part here.
David Icke's research led him to shaman around the world.
Okay. And if I jump back in, then it stops.
No, I stopped it because I want to talk about David Icke. So
Oh.
does everyone know who David Icke is?
I do not.
Me
Okay.
neither.
I think it was in the 70s, he was a soccer star for a very short time before he had a knee injury and his career ended. So he moved on to sports commentary, sports journalism, and by the end of the 80s, he started to hear voices when he was out on stories and staying in his hotel room, which I'm sure is purely legit. And he
Oh, so he fried his brains on acid. That's what happened.
something like that. So he thought that God was trying to communicate to him, or he was God, or something like that. And he went on TV in England and told everyone this, and he became a laughing stock, and his career suddenly ended. And he predicted that in the 90s there was going to be massive tidal waves and earthquakes, which I don't recall happening for some reason. So then he started writing conspiracy books about the reptilians. He's the guy who thinks that the Queen is actually a giant shape-shifting reptile.
Reptilian.
Yeah.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
There's a fantastic documentary about him. I can't remember the name of it, but he's going to Canada.
Oh, I'll find it.
And there was a group of, I guess they were social justice warriors protesting him because they thought giant extra-dimensional shape-shifting reptile actually was a secret code word for Jew.
It's not even a fucking code word. They're the same thing.
Well, I didn't know the Queen was Jewish, so, there you go.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Let's go back to the moon anyway.
Am I fucking it up again?
I think so.
What the fuck is going on?
Not sure. You want to jump out?
As soon as I joined.
Jump
Yeah,
out.
I'm going to jump. What I'll do is I'll log out.
Zulu tribes speak
Here we
of
go.
the moon being
I'll
an egg.
join as
They symbolize it to
blue
be an egg
whale.
for good reason.
Let's see what happens.
Ancient African and Sumerian legends talk of two brothers, Wawan and Matan, that emptied out the yolk.
Is that any better?
Across the
Yeah, it's
sky
going.
to
Yeah.
Earth and caused cataclysmic
It's going.
events
Well,
hundreds of
okay, I
generations
can't
wonder
see
if I can
anything.
They're
stop it,
talking
though.
about how
Yeah, I can
two
stop it.
celestial beings made an egg, and that egg is the moon.
It won't let me
Because
start it again.
Sumerians-
Can you see if you can start it,
Okay.
Spino?
I can't actually see a video.
Ah,
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
I will show you what my screen looks like. I'll send you the picture on Skype. That's all I see.
do you want to jump out and I guess you can watch the video feed or something. I think that's the best way.
Yeah, I think I might just have to watch the stream.
Yeah.
I might have to jump out of the whole hangout and shit. Sorry I couldn't show up today.
You can stay in the hangout.
Stay in the hangout, yeah. We'll tell you about it.
Because we're bound to pause it and talk. So stay in the hangout. Just jump out of the sync vid thing. Hello?
He's muted himself.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, can you jump out of sync vid?
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
I'm not sure how it fits. But
So I'm completely blind to this.
Yeah,
You
stay,
have
stay
to
in the
just sort
chat
of
though, and
paraphrase
just
it
watch
to me.
Heavens.
watch the live stream. It shouldn't be too
You
far
know,
behind.
I think I've only
That's-
ever seen one
it's got a
side
bit
the
of a
moon.
delay.
I wonder why it doesn't spin like other planets.
That's a good question.
Oh.
On that topic too, have you
Where
ever
did I see
noticed
it?
that the
The
position
solar-
of the moon is exactly in the right
There it
place
is.
to create a
That's the live
perfect
stream.
solar eclipse?
That's so intense. You know, the moon actually holds the Earth in a sideways tilt. If we didn't have the moon, we wouldn't have the same length of days or nights, or experience the 4 seasons like we do. It also intimately controls the tides.
You're right. And just like the tides, it even bends the water in our bodies. That's why on nights of the full moon, there's always an increase of violent crimes.
It's the full moon rape culture again.
Oh,
Yes.
the werewolf thing again, yes. Of
It's
course.
all connected. Everything's connected.
Explains everything.
Probably.
I like how they sprinkle just a little bit of truth all over their conspiracy crazy talk. So,
Yeah.
someone with very, very limited understanding of how the world works would say, oh, there are tides! This must be true!
There was a scientist once who said something, and therefore the pyramids were made by Martians.
Yeah, so they can make something to make them jump through dimensions and stuff, and they ripped it to like someone stabbing you in the gut.
Perfect.
But it used to be a legal defense to say that one was moonstruck.
Do you think these things were deliberately introduced to the Earth? Maybe for a purpose?
It's a possibility.
What do you think that purpose could be?
Well, they
That
say that the
move-
beings
that-
who put it there were
that's-
trying to bring a new
That music. That music.
Very
That ominous music.
We're coming up to the important part then.
frequency to the planet. Or maybe even provide us with some sort of resonation or gravitational wave that was vital for our survival. I've read that the Earth isn't even in the right place in the solar system anymore. The story goes that at one point, the Earth used to exist between Mars and Jupiter, and may have even been slightly larger than it is today. But it was hit, and it flew off course, creating the asteroid belt, which is mostly frozen water and rock debris, and wound up in a new orbit, right here. But because of the impact of what happened, this planet was going to die, and it needed some help to keep it spinning and keep its orbit proper. And thus, the moon was put there by some advanced alien race or a higher form of consciousness whose...
The moon is an act of God, everyone.
Aliens.
Now we know.
Interdimensional aliens. The reptilians did it. Ask David Icke.
saw it as a requirement for the planet's survival. Maybe even our own survival. Which would explain why the Earth-to-Moon ratio is found within the human energy field. Then, events such as the falling of Atlantis and rising back to consciousness could take place under circumstances that otherwise couldn't have happened.
That's really amazing. Wait, did you say that the human geometries match the Earth and the Moon ratio?
Hey, I think you're really gonna love this. In Drimbolo's Flower of Life books, he shows these drawings here. As you can see, this is the Egg of Life, mapped over Leonardo da Vinci's Canon of Man, along with a proportionate 8x8 grid. Around the Egg of Life, you see two rings. This is the zona pellucida, the membrane around the structure.
Zona Palooza. I always wanted to go to that.
It's on my bucket list.
Okay, so I get that those things are important sacred geometry that are connected somehow, but I don't see the link yet.
It's okay, we're just getting started. First, we have to identify the male and female side of the equation. On the top level, you have a circle and a square. They fractal down to the 8 physical spheres and the 8x8 grid of squares. See how you can draw a circle that fits perfectly inside of these circles, and you'll get a circle that's just slightly smaller than the 4 squares put together? It just so happens to also fit perfectly around the edge, balancing between the inner circles and the outer larger circle. Now, if we take the 4 squares and
That's
use them
some
as a measure,
seriously
we can
good
create a
drawing.
new circle,
Yeah.
slightly larger than the smaller one we just
Science,
drew.
man.
If we move it to the top, it pushes it beyond the inner circle a little bit, and what we're left with is
I've
the
learned
inner and
something
outer
here.
edge of the zona pellucida, and a delineation of the human energy field. This is the location of the 13th chakra, by the way, at the very top of our energy field above our head.
No, it's not.
Now,
No, it's really not.
No, it's not. That's not where that chakra is. But even if you believe in this shit, that's not where that chakra is located. It's not way above your head.
I got 26
Oh, God.
chakras. I had there's like a 2-for-1 deal, so.
Yeah, you can probably get them like you can get them in a little co-op like buy one
Yeah.
get one free.
Second-hand chakra shop.
Buy 2 get 1 half price or something.
If
Yeah,
you're gonna, spew some shit, just at least get your shit right. Like, at least study a chakra chart and know where your fucking chakras are. Don't say like, oh, there's one way above your head. 'Cause
I know nothing
listen,
about chakras. I don't even know what one is. What the hell is a chakra?
It's according to the people that practice yoga and stuff, you have I don't know how many, but it was like 9, 10, something like that, chakras, and it's places where energies, like hubs where energy gets rotated, like little hearts, but for energy, and they regulate the energy, the prana flow through your body, and when you do yoga, you clean those hubs up so the energy can flow more, freely through your body. Or at least that's how that shit goes. I used to do yoga at one point, so I know stuff. Made up stuff,
nobody knows
but
where
I
this
know it.
next part I'm about to show you actually comes from. The earliest source, Lawrence Blair, claims that he got it from older work. But using the tip of the zona pellucida as a radial point between it and the square to create a new sphere, this then delineates the field of the 13th chakra. The ratio between this new sphere and a sphere based off of this square, the physical form of the Earth, is the exact same ratio as that of the Earth and the Moon.
Wow.
You'll also notice, too, that the zona pellucida has actually merged with the square around the body and planet to create the phi ratio.
I don't.
It's a bridge to a higher consciousness.
Whoa. So what's the importance of these numbers?
In the circle and square diagram, to create the phi ratio, The circumference of a circle must be equal to the perimeter of a square. When you calculate the perimeter of the square that would be around the physical Earth, it comes to 31,680 miles, which is the diameter of the Earth times 4. To get the circle around the Earth is a little bit more tricky because you have the moon's involvement. You have to imagine the moon is perfectly placed against the Earth without going into it at all. Then we take the diameter of the Earth and the diameter of the moon, add them together, and multiply by pi. It comes out at 31,667.
Holy crap, they're almost the exact same numbers.
Wow.
They're almost the exact same numbers. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Illuminati confirmed.
Exactly. There's a 13-mile difference, but 13 miles is nothing when you consider that the ocean rises nearly 27 miles around the equator.
So what does all of this mean to us, Mr. Patch?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Fuck all!
I guess it...
No, it means this channel's got 500,000 subscribers, is what it means.
Holy shit, I believe this!
No, I think they watch it for the entertainment value. It's you have to admit it's fun to watch and laugh at it.
Trust me, there's a lot of people that believe this stuff. But anyway.
means that the moon is not just this random satellite that has nothing to do with us. It's there for a reason, for a chance. A chance that we might just make the most important decision that we've ever made as a species.
What are those?
Whoa. The most important decision of our lifetime then is surely to then go and rob Donald Trump's alimony bank.
Yes.
Or mine it, or
I just
cheese.
want to know what those were. What were those? The things that were rising.
What were those?
Martian penises, I think.
Yeah. Dang.
They were getting erect. It was a full moon.
Because the
you
moon
see.
is so hot.
Yeah, it was a full moon,
Yeah.
and it was that,
Yeah.
The rape
patriarchy,
culture
full moon
thing.
rape culture. Yeah.
Yeah. If those in England, we're just going to send them to Bulgaria and terrorise all the women there. Better lock
Together,
yourself
new
up
way.
there, Stacey.
At least we
this
have
time.
free speech, not like Germany. Haha.
But we don't have. We had a new thing recently, actually, in Nottingham, where they can actually arrest someone for hate speech towards women or something, or some kind of harassment towards women,
Yeah.
or some misogyny thing. That's quite funny. Fucking
Yeah.
Nottingham. Fuck you, Nottingham.
It's really, this isn't like talk for another time. I'm not gonna bring it up. Please, let's continue with the moon
Yeah,
thing.
almost
The
finished.
moon.
Almost finished.
It's up to the collective, to all of mankind. Do we choose love? Or do we choose chaos and war? Maybe a little bit of both from the looks of it right now. But times are changing. This isn't the old world anymore. It's now a matter of survival and collaboration. The moon appears to offer us the opportunity to change, to become aware, to grow. But it won't make the decision for us.
The moon might make the decision for us. Well, that's good to know.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Why is that tree on a cliff?
That's up to us.
Okay, you've officially blown my mind hole clean off. This
Did you say his mind hole?
That's what I
Oh my
heard.
Yeah. That does explain a lot if it's a mind hole. It'd be easy, you know why? Because it'll be very easy to mind fuck. Yeah, that's right.
seems to be
Fuck
evidence
your
of
mind
long
hole
lost
so hard.
secret that has to do with our evolution. I wonder if we will realize this mystery in this lifetime. Either way, I still love the moon, man.
Me too. Want some beans?
More than anything
He
ever,
likes
Mr.
the moon
Patch.
man. He's
Anything-
officially gay.
Which beans were they on? Oh, I bet they picked up mushrooms. You know they're on something.
Oh.
They
Have
made the
to be.
video on acid. Oh.
Ever.
Ever. Forever.
Yeah.
Wow, that was.
What did he say? That was groovy and intense, man.
Yeah, I really feel like I learned something, and I'm now just going to go to Tumblr to vent about it.
there anything after the credits?
I'm not sure. I'm just.
Because this is all wonderful and stuff,
Yeah,
but
just while that's
it's a bit
going,
boring.
I'm just changing some things around on the screen for the next video because it's got subtitles. So I want to make the screen a bit bigger so people watching can read it.
Oh.
That's right. The press Spino.
Yeah, I'm just going to check to make sure that's worked on the.
Gay porn after credits. Nah, I don't think so, man.
Just let me check the live screen. Stream. Yep. I
I'm
think
looking
that's
at
right. So the
It looks pretty
screen's large, so we should be able to see the subtitles for the next one. Just let me.
LGBTQQ.
Sehr geehrter Herr Präsident.
Now, have a read of the. This was in a in the parliament of some country somewhere, and it's pretty funny.
Oh, get the title. Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing.
So
Sehr geehrter.
you have to read the subtitles because you won't understand it. But it is very, very funny. So you ready?
Oh, okay,
Yes.
go for it.
Herr Präsident, meine Damen und Herren, sehr geehrte Schwule, sehr geehrte Lesben, sehr geehrte Androgyne, sehr geehrte Bigender, sehr geehrte Frau zu Mann und sehr geehrte Mann zu Frau, sehr geehrte Gendervariable, sehr geehrte Genderqueer, sehr geehrte Intersexuelle, sehr geehrte weder noch Geschlechter, sehr geehrte Geschlechtslose, sehr geehrte Nicht-Binäre, sehr geehrte Pangender und Pangeschlechtlichen, sehr geehrte Transmännliche und Transmänner, sehr geehrte Transweibliche und Transfrauen, sehr geehrte Transmenschen, sehr geehrte Trans mit Stern, sehr geehrte Transstern weiblich und Transstern Frauen, sehr geehrte Transstern männlich und Transstern Männer,
They're really trying
geehrte
not to laugh.
sehr geehrte Transfeminine, sehr geehrte transsexuelle Personen, sehr geehrter Interstern weiblich und sehr geehrter Interstern männlich.
Warte, starten wir jetzt die Frage.
Ich bin ja noch nicht mit der Begrüßung fertig, Herr Präsident. Entschuldigung. Sehr geehrte Interstern Männer, sehr geehrte Interstern Frauen, sehr geehrte Interstern Menschen, sehr geehrte Intergender, sehr geehrte intergeschlechtlich, sehr geehrte Zweigeschlechtlichen und sehr geehrte Zwitter, sehr geehrte Hermaphroditen, sehr geehrte drittes Geschlecht und sehr geehrtes viertes Geschlecht, sehr geehrte XY-Frauen, sehr geehrte Transvestiten, sehr geehrte Crossgender, sehr geehrtes Nullgeschlecht und natürlich auch ganz herzlich die sehr geehrten sonstigen Geschlechter. Sehr geehrter Unterstrich Nonnemacher, sehr geehrter Unterstrich Bader und sehr geehrter Unterstrich Mus. Die AfD-Fraktion lehnt ihren Antrag ab. Danke.
That was glorious.
Is that fantastic?
Oh my
or
God.
what?
Awesome.
Oh, that might. Yeah, I need that video link. That's amazing. I'm going to use that video. That's just perfect.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, wasn't it?
Oh,
was.
it's beautiful. That word he was. It's not what he said neither gender, but then he said zero gender. I'm now completely confused. Or unless he's a Z and whatever. I don't want to assign a gender to somebody who may not identify.
Yeah,
Oh, are
think
you
he's
afraid
doing
of offending them?
I think he's doing it trying to
Seriously?
make a point that this.
Oh, you
Well-
think?
Yeah, the whole 30 genders thing is just gone a little bit too far.
Yeah, I've got the video now. Brilliant. That's beautiful.
So that's it, folks. That's all the videos I've got.
Spino, you missed all of this. What a
Yeah.
shame.
He's in the. I see him
Yeah.
in the chat.
Hell, everyone, don't forget to spam him on Twitter to make
Yeah.
the video on Trump's Martian wife.
Yeah.
Spino's
Who is not
dino
a punk.
gender.
Do it, Spino. Do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Bitch.
Oh.
So I think tonight was
Okay.
very informative. I think we learnt a lot about Trump and the
I-
Martians and
I feel like I
patriarchy.
wasted £35,000 on a chemistry degree only to find out a YouTube video. I could learn more from it. I
Mm-hmm.
really feel like I've wasted my money on that.
Yeah, well, you know, you should open an office for Trump.
I should. I mean, $800, and he's my ex-husband apparently.
Yeah, he used to be gay on Mars, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm not touching his chakras though.